What is all this mess? Where did this stuff come from? Well, all of this was shipped to me by an old pal. The bike was completely stripped down in order to repaint, and the decision was made to downsize. We are the beneficiaries of that decision. This bike was ridden and ridden hard for a long time. Those are the kind of bikes I like. They may not be the prettiest of bikes, but they've got stories to tell. And stories, it is said, is what we learn best from. So as we dive into the who, what, where, why, and when of component wear, issues, witness marks, we'll build the bike up and see how it ends. But let's begin by having a look at a few features, beginning with the skeleton of this beast, the frame. This bike has actually gone through a few owners, but we know from the manufacturer's date code the date of birth, 1972, August, and the 299th frame made that month. It's a production bike, considered a nice bike, a Reynolds 531 steel tubing Schwinn Paramount, but some things kind of fun. These dropouts, horizontal dropouts, they're not for wheelbase, they're long, but what they're for is the B-screw adjustment on shifting. Something I really love are the chrome Nervex lugs. Those really stand out. Curly, really nice touch. But some things are not the same. They're not original. That is the guide here. It used to be clamp-on. The shifters were clamp-on. Now they're braze-on. The owner had these tacked on after the fact, including the housing for our brakes, all tacked on afterwards. So we used to say, oh, don't put a torch there, you'll weaken the tubing. That was dumb, doesn't do anything. Somebody good with a torch can do those types of things. But this one's also fun. Over here we got a dent. Where could that dent have come from? In a crash, not so common. Bars swing around and we're gonna see this dent matches exactly where the bars were. So the owner, racing, part of that, crashing. A witness mark in the frame. Down in the heart of that frame, we found an adjustable bottom bracket driven with a square spindle into the crank set. Now, what's kind of interesting here, more witness marks. That may indicate there was a problem. So these in good shape, but we're going to next look at some shifting. Interesting here, we have two derailleurs. We have two front ones, brand new, and a used one. I'm going to put on the used one, just the way it was, because I want to know, was there an adjustment problem there? We want to see that. On the rear, same thing. The owner was thinking, oh, I have a new one, I'll put this on. I want to run the old one. I want to see how it shifts. Looks pretty straight. We're gonna find out. These things, of course, shift onto our freewheel. Not a cassette, a freewheel. These screw onto the hub. Well, this is a bit of ugliness. Not talking about that now. Can't make me. But what this is, classic 6-speed, we call that a corn cob. Very, very tight ratio. Surmising here, I would say this person liked a flat criterium. Interesting thing though, I did find out from the owner, they did do the Mount Evans Hill climb on a 23. That's still a small sprocket for a 14,000 foot climb. That's tough. Now on to the cockpit. Interesting thing, we had choices of 2 seat posts. Lightning holes, those look homemade. I think they were. But this one's kind of fun, fluted and kind of pretty. Wonder which he liked. Now, let's move on to the bars. These are Cinelli's, classic. 40 centimeters, or are they? These are center to center 38 measured, but they're stamped 40. What happened here? Pow. That's what happened here. I made a mistake, didn't I? Actually, I think it was mostly this. I think there were some right-hand crashes. Why do I think that? ugliness on the drivetrain side. So that and that may have gone together, and the dent in the frame, bam, possibly all on the right. But here I am going to make some changes. I think these were actually a really good innovation. The arrow levers, it was better for cable pull. Did it make people faster? No, it did not. But the cable pull was smoother, less maintenance, very, very good improvement. But we're going to go back with the out the top. These are the old-fashioned out the top, just to keep it old school. And again, I like the witness marks. One of these is scraped up a lot. I'm going to guess the right side. So that's the one I think I'm going to go with. And what were we rolling on? Well, kind of fun. There's a race set and a training set. These were the trainers. 2mm spokes, 36 brass nipples. These were 36 holes, 1.8 aluminum nipples. Boy, you're saving grams and grams there. But I'll tell you what, that's a tubular tire. That's some nice weight savings. Tires aren't that big a deal, but that rim is a nice shape, strong, with the weight that you're carrying, held on with glue. Interesting thing here, we have a nice witness mark. There's a nice section here that has a good imprint of the tire. That's what I like to see, good gluing. Now, please excuse me. I've got some work to do. I got a lot of cleaning to do. I got some decisions I'm sorting out while I begin the search for the life story of a race bike.